So 169 Champlain coming through into Anoka. As you got towards the Mississippi River, 4 lanes went down to 2 lanes.
Highway 10 went through the middle of our city and divided up our neighborhoods.
Then it went back to 4 lanes as you went over the bridge.
But we had a lot of rear-end collisions that we had to deal with, several of them a week sometimes.
So it's kind of the end of the freeway and the start of the signalized expressway.
And then when you got across Main Street, it went back down to 1 lane until you got to Highway 10.
Hundreds of thousands of others recall sitting out on Highway 10, standing still.
I can't tell you how big this is to have Highway 10 be different than it was when I was 3 years old in the early 60s. And it hadn't changed until right now.
The beginning, the origin of this project really was recognizing the dangerousness of the roads, recognizing that the state of Minnesota wanted to make changes to improve the quality of life for those traveling in the corridor and to improve the safety.
We wanted to do something called a low-cost, high-benefit type of solution where we get as much possible benefit as we can for the lowest amount of money that we can, simply so we could afford it. And so that's the vision that we started out on.
I think the state of Minnesota Department of Transportation did an amazing job of keeping things moving.
When it came to trying to come up with a vision for this, MnDOT was just simply not in a position to advance this. And to the city's credit, they stepped up along with their partner Anoka County and said, you know what, this is so important that we're going to take this on ourselves. And so we decided to step back.
And so that was really the main change in this project, is changing that project administration from MnDOT to the City of Anoka. It was a big leap, but it was a really wise thing to do.
Our city manager, Greg Lee, I remember distinctly sitting in a work session and he said,
"We're going to be the bat this time. We're going to be the bat and not the ball."
Direct quote. And I think that is exactly what happened.
The leadership of the city in this process was just key to getting this done.
If the City of Anoka doesn't do what the City of Anoka did, that project's still in limbo. They took the torch and they led the parade.
We got together as a group to work together and figure out, how do we solve this problem? We've got issues with major traffic backups on Highway 10 that's affecting people wanting to live in the northern metro area and people wanting to do business in the northern metro area.
And everybody, I think, in the region, whether it was public or business, had heard about this for so long that they knew it was coming and they have questions. And so the open houses that gave people the opportunity, the Zoom meetings.
Neighborhoods, we had meetings with business owners, we had meetings with the state of Minnesota, with planning, with development, with design.
When we started this process, it was really refreshing to see really basically everybody lay their cards on the table.
We need to take control of this project. We need to start providing the input and making sure this project happens so it doesn't negatively impact our businesses and our local connections, but yet still allow the bigger picture that we want to allow traffic to flow freely through our city.
And of course, business owners are as invested a partners as we have here, because their survival is what hangs in the balance.
From a Chamber of Commerce standpoint, you know, for us, it's about business. That's who we are as an organization. For us, it was about that potential growth.
The problems are at our front door every day. We had a reminder every day that there was a problem here that we needed to solve.
So there were times that we felt like we had stalled, that we weren't going to make the progress we needed to make. We weren't going to get the accomplishments that we really needed and wanted. But to keep pushing, to keep planning, to hire consultants, and to just prove that there are options to this that can satisfy all of us as invested partners.
With a project that goes this long and is this complex, there are always points in there where we're going to disagree. And the important thing is we figure out a way to get to agreement.
There were some options that just weren't workable for the City of Anoka. We didn't want to agree to that kind of a plan.
Bolton Menk came up with 13 different design options. 13. That really showed that, we're looking at every little aspect we possibly could for Fair Oak, and we presented those to the businesses, we presented those to the local residents and got input from them and said, what one works the best for the City of Anoka?
The connection for the neighborhoods and the feedback from neighborhoods really were to maintain those connections.
We knew that funding was going to be the critical element of this project.
Everything always comes down to the buck, and Anoka helped that charge to help make that happen.
Once the city took this project over from MnDOT, there was opportunities for the City of Anoka to capture funds that MnDOT wouldn't have been able to access. And so Bolton Menk was instrumental in finding the grants out there. We applied for it and got it. And it was just one of those things that it just kept snowballing and snowballing. It all fell into place, and it was wonderful.
It's going to be very impactful. It'll change. It'll improve the quality of life for thousands of people daily.
Quality of life of safer is huge,
Quality of life for the people that live, work, and play in that area,
especially when you're talking about special treasures that are riding on school buses.
as well as move through that area, is really satisfying. And it really helps so many different people.
Better transportation, it makes a piece of that puzzle that is life better.
It accomplishes everything we had ever hoped to have with this project, with connecting the community.
There's a certain satisfaction with being around a long time because you get to see things that you helped start all the way through to the end.
This has been a really great project that exceeded everyone's expectations.
Hats off to all of the players. Cannot thank all of them enough, from the designers all the way to the guy that was helping somebody get through because they were lost trying to figure out how to get to where they wanted to go. Hats off and thank you to everybody.